Welcome back to Fast Gadgets. This is a topic that I've wanted to discuss for a while, but just haven't had the time. But the big question for me, if I was Microsoft, that I would ask is, why are we not offering Windows 10 for free? So initially, they did offer Windows 10 for free with the idea of pushing the market share as quickly as possible. Now, as I recall, they wanted to have several million, I think, installs, and I don't believe they reached the number. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm pretty sure they did not reach the number of installs that they wanted to have. And even worse, when they concluded the free offer for an upgrade to Windows 10 from Windows 7 or Windows 8 or 8.1, the installed base of Windows 10 went down about a percentage point, and the installed base of Windows 7 went up a percentage point. I don't think Microsoft understands that they are actually competing against themselves in the OS market. I'm sure they know, but I'm not sure they're analyzing it correctly, because I think if they were, they would probably go ahead and offer Windows 10 for free again. Now, looking at Mac, and of course their operating system is specific to a certain type of hardware which only they produce, so it's a little bit different scenario. But originally you did have to pay for OS 10, but now of course when you buy a computer with OS 10 on it and you decide you want to do the upgrade to the newest version, you get it for free. So Microsoft is really trying to push their Windows 10 install base. But what they don't realize is they're trying to do it the old way, which of course was to go by attrition, which means as the PCs age and people upgrade their PCs, they will get a PC with Windows 10 on it. The problem is PC sales are in a slump that may very well be permanent. As we know, most people are moving away from PCs and to some extent tablets, but for the most part smartphones, and they're truly becoming consumers of the internet instead of creators, I would say. So there are some people out there that are creating content for the internet, and then in that case you would need some type of PC, and a newer one is typically better so that you get better performance and so on and so forth. But if Microsoft thinks that they can let Windows 10 slowly increase through attrition of computer systems that are older, it's going to take a long time. Looking at the numbers and how slowly people are purchasing PCs right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be an easy thing for them. And now, I'm only mentioning this because Microsoft is the one that wants to push the Windows 10 installed base. And so if they really want to do that, I really think they're going to have to offer it for free. If you think about businesses that are still stuck in Windows XP and Windows 7 that are a large installed base, they're not likely to upgrade to Windows 10 at a cost. And it's very likely that the computers can handle Windows 10. It's just a matter of them deciding, from a cost factor, a security standpoint, it's just not worth going to Windows 10, because you have more than just the operating system expense. You also have to look at the cost of doing the actual upgrade, the possibility that you may or may not need to buy new systems or modify current systems with upgrades, and of course the labor to do it. So there's a huge cost factor, and businesses are not going to upgrade unless they absolutely must do it. My experience with businesses is that they really wait till the last minute, and unfortunately security is not an incentive for them to upgrade either. In my experience, I've seen that businesses will not upgrade even with known security vulnerabilities, because they tend to put security that is for the most part covered by obscurity. So meaning that, sure, we have these vulnerabilities, and we're using these Windows XP machines or Windows 7 machines, but we have very good edge security, or we've done all the security updates that we can with Windows 7 and continue to use the support that we can get for our operating systems. So that's sufficient, and we really don't need to do an upgrade right now. My thinking is, if they were to offer Windows 10 for free, and they want those numbers to go up of computers that have been upgraded, the best way to do that is offer it for free. That's from a business standpoint. Now, from a user standpoint, I try to think of what even one thing that I must have in Windows 10 that I can no longer get in Windows XP or Windows 7 or even Windows 8. And unfortunately, I really can't come up with an answer. There's only two things that I can think about that really are absolutely necessary for Windows 10, possibly three, depending on how you look at it. The first one is gaming. Now, if you're an individual and you like to game, you probably want the latest DirectX and the best support for your hardware. So that would be a big incentive to upgrade to Windows 10 because you're a gamer and you, of course, you want the best software and the latest driver support and DirectX support to go with your games. That just makes sense. And the fact is, some games won't run unless they're on the latest DirectX. Secondly is, from a business standpoint, security. But again, this is a really hard one to sell. From an individual standpoint, I mean, you could argue security, but I'm really not sure if even users are that concerned at this point. Now, the third one is something that has definitely affected me and I would definitely want to consider, and that is not security enhancements but bug enhancements. So you have a software package and you run it in Windows 8.1 and there are problems and bugs, but if you run it in Windows 10 it runs perfectly fine. And I did encounter some bugs with Microsoft Office when I was running Windows 8.1, and I did tons of research on the errors that I was getting, and I actually was not able to resolve the issue. It was something I could work around so I could live with it. What would happen is if I tried to click on a file, like a Word file for example, it would bring up an error instead of actually taking me into the Word document. So what I'd have to do, of course, is open Word and then open the file. The extension was set up correctly and it was linked to Microsoft Word, so it wasn't that. But every time I tried to fix it, and I did so much research, everything I tried did not work. And it's a really big problem in Windows 7 and Windows 8. But I was curious, so this was running inside a virtual machine, so I went ahead and upgraded it to Windows 10, and the problem went away and everything worked perfectly. So, you know, once Microsoft takes their operating system into long-term support, that's strictly security fixes. So any bug fixes, those are gone. You're not going to get bug fixes. And it's unfortunate because I actually like Windows 8 more than I like Windows 10. So yeah, I probably would still use Windows 8. So the bottom line, though, that I'm seeing is that if Microsoft doesn't realize that they're in a battle for OS market share with themselves, and they really do want to increase Windows 10 market share, they're going to have to offer it for free. Now, my whole logic with offering it for free is simple. They are getting something for their software. They're actually getting information. Our privacy rights have decreased extensively. Well, not our rights. Our privacy in general using Windows 10 has decreased quite a bit in comparison to Windows 8 or Windows 7 or even Windows XP, and that's a bit of a problem. But in reality, if you think of a contract, I will use Windows 10. You have access to some of my information that you can collect and aggregate, and we know it's happening. Resell. I have paid for Windows 10, so why not offer Windows 10 Home and possibly Windows 10 for businesses and enterprise for free? It's something to think about. I doubt they will ever offer Windows 10 Enterprise for free. If I was a business, I would want to have full control over what information is being utilized or collected on my operating system. So I don't see that happening. Windows 10 Home, if they want to get that market share up and make Windows 7 and 8 and 8.1 go away, that's what they're going to need to do. It remains to be seen if they will. As always, thank you for watching. If you really liked the video, please take a moment and subscribe and share. And if you really enjoyed it, give it a like and drop me a comment and let me know what you think. And I will see you on the next video with Fast Gadgets.